There had been concerns among neighbors who have spoken to the press that he was having some trouble with children, and that may be why the police have referred themselves to the IOPC, the Independent Office for Police Conduct, because of previous contact that they've had with the victim in this case, Mr. Kohli.
Now, 14-year-old boy is being held after being charged on suspicion of murder. An 80-year-old granddad, Bhim Kohli, was attacked in a park whilst walking his dog on Sunday. 5 children were arrested on suspicion of murder. 4 of them have now been released. Charlie Maloney is a crime reporter and joins us this morning. Charlie, this has obviously been deeply shocking and very upsetting for that community. Can you take us through what we know happened?
Absolutely. So on Sunday, as you say, there was a report of a serious assault in Franklin Park in the Braunston area near Leicester. And unfortunately, Mr. Kohli suffered injuries, which meant that on Monday he sadly died in hospital. Police arrested 5 people, a boy and a girl aged 14, and 1 boy and 2 girls aged 12, and they were held until last night. The police released an update to say that only the 14-year-old boy remains in custody. And so now it's clear that the police are no longer treating this as a group incident because the other 4 have been released with no further action. So essentially the cases regarding them have been closed at this stage. So the investigation is centered on whether this 14-year-old boy is going to be charged with the murder of Mr. Kohli.
Mm. He was found by his daughter after she heard a commotion at about 6:30 by the entrance to the park. She said he was about 30 seconds away from being at home.
Absolutely. And his daughter has described the incident to the local paper, and it sounds extremely violent. The new update that we've heard from the police this morning is that Mr. Kohli died of neck injuries. That's a post-mortem examination has given that as a provisional cause of death. And apparently he was walking his dog in the park. Lots of people in the local area sounding very shocked. He's a retired factory owner. He used to own a factory that made jumpers and cardigans, and he was a man known for spending a lot of time in his allotment, being very sort of fit and able, and walking his dog in the area. But there had been concerns among neighbors who have spoken to the press that he was having some trouble with children, and that may be why the police have referred themselves to the IOPC, the Independent Office for Police Conduct, because of previous contact that they've had with the victim in this case, Mr. Kohli.
Yeah, they had contact with him. And his daughter, Susan, had said, "We've lived here for 40 years. Just recently, there's been a lot of antisocial behaviour, which has been reported to the police." I mean, we're not speculating here, but it does suggest, and other residents around had said recently, there had been an uptick in antisocial behaviour that they couldn't really find a root cause for or an explanation of.
Well, yes, this is what the neighbors have been saying sort of on the doorsteps to reporters. They've said that in the last few weeks or maybe last couple of months, there's been groups of young people, and they've said that they've been abusing Asian residents and kicking and throwing things at houses. There's been reports that that children were throwing rocks at Mr. Kohli, that they were moving stones around to stop people parking. All sounds like antisocial behavior in the area was a concern among residents. And of course, as you say, we simply just don't know if there's any connection. The police have said that at the moment, a motive is something that will form part of an investigation. They're keeping an open mind, but establishing any motive for the assault will form part of their investigation. There has been speculation, again, from neighbors and from the family that there may be a racial motive to this attack. But of course, the truth is that nobody knows for sure at this stage what led to this incident.
Of course. Charlie, thank you for the update. Charlie Maloney, crime reporter there.